Positioning, The Battle for Your Mind by Ries and Jack Trout. Introduction. In a world absolutely saturated with messages, where every product, service, and idea is screaming for attention, how do you possibly get yours heard? How do you ensure that what you offer doesn't just become more noise in an already deafening marketplace? What if I told you the battle isn't for market share, but for mind share? Today, we are diving into a marketing classic, a book that fundamentally changed the way we think about communication. Positioning, The Battle for Your Mind by Ries and Jack Trout. This isn't just about advertising slogans or clever branding. It's about a strategic approach to carving out a unique and memorable spot in the crowded consciousness of your prospect. We'll explore why being first in the mind is more important than being first in the marketplace, how to navigate the treacherous landscape of an overcommunicated society, and why the most effective messages are often the simplest. Get ready to rethink everything you thought you knew about getting noticed and making an impact. This is about winning the most important battle of all, the battle for the mind. Ries and Jack Trout are legendary figures in the world of marketing strategy. They first introduced the concept of positioning in a series of groundbreaking articles in Advertising Age in 1972, and this book, originally published in 1981, codified their revolutionary ideas. Ries and Trout, through their consulting work and writings, have guided countless companies, big and small, in navigating the complexities of the modern marketplace. Their core insight, that marketing is a battle for a share of the prospect's mind, not just a share of the market, has become a foundational principle of modern marketing. Positioning is considered a seminal work because it was the first to truly grapple with the challenges of communicating effectively in an increasingly over-communicated society. Its principles are as relevant today, if not more so, than when they were first introduced, offering timeless wisdom for anyone looking to make their message resonate and stick. Are you ready to learn how to position yourself for success? Let's begin. The over-communicated society. Ries and Trout start by painting a picture of our modern world. We live in an over-communicated society. Think about it. We are bombarded daily with an avalanche of messages, advertisements, news, social media, emails. The average American, the book points out, consumes a staggering amount of advertising, far more than any other nation. Add to this the sheer volume of products available. The average supermarket stocks around 12,000 individual items. How can any single message possibly cut through this noise? The authors argue that communication itself is the problem. Our minds, as a defense mechanism against this onslaught, screen and reject most of the information offered. The mind accepts only that which matches prior knowledge or experience. Trying to change a mind that's already made up is incredibly difficult, if not impossible, especially with a relatively weak force like advertising. This is a crucial insight. Marketing isn't about brute force communication, it's about understanding the limitations of the human mind. As Dr. George A. Miller, a Harvard psychologist, noted, the average human mind cannot effectively deal with more than 7 units of information at a time. This is why we have 7-digit phone numbers and the 7 wonders of the world. Most people can't name more than 7 brands in a high-interest category, and far fewer in low-interest ones. The mind simplifies to survive. What if, instead of trying to cram more information in, you focused on how to fit into the existing, simplified mental landscape of your audience? Getting into the mind, the power of being first. So how do you effectively communicate in this noisy environment? The easy way to get into a person's mind is to be first. Ries and Trout emphasize this repeatedly. Think about it. Who was the first person to fly solo across the Atlantic? Charles Lindbergh. The second? Much harder to recall. Who was the first person on the moon? Neil Armstrong. The second? Again, a tougher question. The first brand to occupy a position in the mind is incredibly difficult to dislodge. Kodak in photography, Kleenex in tissues, Xerox in copiers. These names became synonymous with their categories because they got there first. The first thing you need to fix your message indelibly in the mind is not a message at all. It's a mind, an innocent mind. This isn't just about being the first to invent something. It's about being the first to claim a mental position. IBM didn't invent the computer, Sperry Rand did with UNIVAC, but IBM was the first to build the computer position in the prospect's mind. Amerigo Vespucci, got a continent named after him, not because he discovered it first, Columbus did, but because he was the first to effectively position the New World as a separate continent and communicate that idea widely. If you're not first, you have a positioning problem. Trying to go head-to-head against an established leader is usually a recipe for failure. RCA learned this the hard way when it tried to take on IBM directly in computers, resulting in a $250 million disaster. Many companies make the mistake of believing that a great product and a massive budget are enough. They're not if the mental slot is already occupied. Are you trying to be better, or are you trying to be first in a clearly defined space? Those little ladders in your head. To cope with the sheer volume of choices, people mentally rank products and brands on ladders. For rent-a-cars, Hertz is typically on the top rung, Avis on the second, National on the third. For colas, it's Coke, then Pepsi. Your marketing strategy must acknowledge these mental ladders. Before you can position anything, you must know where it is on the product ladder in the mind. If you're not on the top rung, trying to dislodge the leader is usually futile. Instead, you must either relate your brand to the leader's position or create a new ladder where you can be first. Many companies fail because they advertise in a vacuum, as if the competitor's entrenched position doesn't exist. Consider Avis. For 13 years, they lost money trying to compete with Hertz. Then they embraced their number 2 position with the iconic slogan, "Avis is only number 2 in rent-a-cars, so why go with us? We try harder." This strategy was brilliant because it acknowledged Hertz's leadership, the reality in the prospect's mind, and turned the number 2 spot into a benefit, the underdog who tries harder. Avis became profitable. Similarly, 7-Up couldn't compete as just another soft drink against the dominance of Coke and Pepsi. So, they created a new position, the Uncola. This clever move put them on the cola ladder in the prospect's mind as the primary alternative, effectively making them the number 3 choice for many soft drink consumers. What ladder is your product or service on in the prospect's mind, and what is your current rung? Interesting, isn't it? Repositioning the competition. What if all the rungs on the existing ladders are taken? What if the créneau, or hole in the market, seems impossible to find? Ries and Trout offer a powerful strategy. Reposition the competition. This doesn't mean simply saying, "we're better." And that's just comparative advertising, and it often fails because if you're so much better, why aren't you the leader? True repositioning involves undercutting an existing concept, product, or person. You must say something about your competitor's product that causes the prospect to change their mind about the competitor. Tylenol did this masterfully by repositioning aspirin. Their ads highlighted the millions who should not take aspirin due to stomach irritation or other issues, and then presented Tylenol as the safer alternative. This wasn't about Tylenol being a better aspirin. It was about aspirin itself having drawbacks for many people. Stolichnaya vodka repositioned American vodkas like Smirnoff and Wolfschmidt by highlighting a simple truth. Most American vodkas seem Russian. Stolichnaya is different. It is Russian. This tactic exposed the illusion of Russianness in domestic brands. Scope mouthwash repositioned Listerine by coining the term medicine breath, making Listerine's strong taste a negative rather than a sign of efficacy. This strategy requires courage and a willingness to be direct, even confrontational. But it's about creating a new créneau by shifting the perception of the existing leader or category. Who is the established leader in your field? And what is a commonly accepted perception about them that you could legitimately challenge to create space for yourself? The power and pitfalls of a name. The name is the hook that hangs the brand on the product ladder in the prospect's mind. In the positioning era, the single most important marketing decision you can make is what to name the product. This is a bold statement, but Ries and Trout back it up. A name isn't just a label, it's the first point of contact with the prospect's mind and can begin the positioning process itself. Good names are often descriptive and hint at the major benefit. Head & Shoulders shampoo, intensive care skin lotion, Die Hard batteries, shake and bake. These names work because they are easy to understand and remember. Coined names like Kodak or Xerox can work if you are first in the mind with a truly revolutionary product that millions will want, but for most, descriptive is better. The authors warn against several naming traps. The no-name trap, initials. Companies like RCA, GE, and IBM became well known before their initials became widely used. For a lesser-known company, switching to initials, like USM Corporation from United Shoe Machinery, often leads to anonymity because the mind works orally, and unless the initials are phonetically shorter or the full name is universally known, they don't stick. The free ride trap, line extension, using an established brand name on a new, often unrelated product. Alka-Seltzer Plus didn't just take sales from Driston, it cannibalized Alka-Seltzer. Why? Because in the prospect's mind, Alka-Seltzer is the fizzy antacid. The extension blurs this core identity. A name is like a rubber band. Stretch it too far by applying it to too many different things, and it becomes weak. Consider Kraft. It means cheese, mayonnaise, salad dressing. It means everything and therefore nothing specifically, leading to a weaker position in each individual category compared to focused specialists. What does your name or your company's name truly convey at first impression? When line extension can work and when it destroys. While generally critical of line extension, Ries and Trout do concede that it can work under specific circumstances, but these are more the exception than the rule. Line extension offers short-term advantages, instant recognition and initial retailer acceptance, leading to good early sales figures as pipelines are filled. However, the long-term disadvantages are severe. Line extended names are often forgettable because they lack an independent position. They are mere satellites of the original brand and serve to blur its focus. The authors provide rules for when using the house name, a form of line extension, might be acceptable versus when a new name is imperative. Expected volume. Potential winners, high volume, should get new names. Small volume products can bear the house name. Competition. In a vacuum, no competition. A new name is better. In a crowded field, a strong house name might offer some leverage. Advertising support. Big budget brands deserve new names to build their own equity. Small budget brands might need the house name's existing awareness. Significance. Breakthrough products need new names to establish new categories. Commodity products might use the house name. Distribution. Off-the-shelf items benefit from distinct new names. Items sold by sales reps, where the company's reputation is paramount, might use the house name. A crucial mistake is step-down line extension, like Packard introducing the less expensive Clipper. It was hugely successful initially but destroyed Packard's prestige position and ultimately the company. Cadillac risked a similar fate with the Cimarron. Conversely, reverse line extension, or broadening the base, can work. Johnson's Baby Shampoo successfully marketed its mildness to adults without changing its name or core product, simply by highlighting a new application. This is different from creating a Johnson's Adult Shampoo, which would have been a less effective line extension. The key is maintaining the original product's integrity while finding new user segments. Positioning yourself and your career. The principles of positioning aren't just for products or companies, they are powerfully applicable to your own career. First, define yourself. What are you? What is your unique position? The most difficult part of positioning is selecting that one specific concept to hang your hat on, yet you must if you want to cut through the prospect's wall of indifference. Don't try to be all things to all people. Specialize. Ries and Trout advise finding a horse to ride. Success is often based more on what others can do for you than what you can do for yourself. Your horses can be your company. Is it going anywhere? Casting your lot with a loser, no matter how talented you are, is a losing proposition. Your boss. Is your boss a rising star? Hitching your wagon to such a person can carry you far. A friend. Cultivate genuine business friendships. Recommendations from trusted contacts often lead to big breaks. An idea. Championing an idea whose time has come can be powerful, but be prepared for ridicule and conflict. Truly new ideas often are. Faith. Faith in others and their ideas. Ray Kroc had faith in the McDonald brothers' idea when they perhaps lacked the full measure of it themselves. Yourself. This is the hardest horse to ride. Success is rarely achieved entirely alone. Avoid the no-name initials trap for your personal brand, just as companies should. Use your full name to burn it into the minds of management, and avoid the line extension trap by ensuring your personal brand has a clear, singular focus. What is your unique position, and what horse are you currently riding? Is it taking you where you want to go? Playing the positioning game. The mindset. To succeed with positioning, you need the right mental attitude. It requires mental flexibility, objectivity, simplicity, subtlety, courage, patience, and a willingness to sacrifice. Understand that words are triggers. They don't inherently contain meaning, but evoke meanings already in the prospect's mind. You must select words that trigger the desired perceptions. This isn't about being unethical, it's about effective communication. Be wary of change for change's sake. While the world changes, effective positioning often requires sticking to a core strategy for the long term, adapting tactics but not the fundamental position. Vision is crucial, understanding where your chosen position can lead in the long run. Objectivity is paramount. Eliminate ego. Understand how prospects actually see you, not how you wish they'd see you. Often, an outsider's perspective, like an agency or consultant, can provide this needed objectivity, not because they possess magic, but because they bring ignorance of internal biases. Simplicity is key. Complicated ideas rarely penetrate the overcommunicated mind. The best positions are often disarmingly simple, based on obvious truths that others have overlooked. Finally, sacrifice. You cannot be all things to all people. To own a clear position, you must be willing to give up segments of the market or aspects of your offering that don't fit that core position. It's better to own a smaller, defensible niche than to be a diluted player in a larger pond. Your positioning blueprint. As we conclude this exploration of positioning the battle for your mind, the core message is one of strategic clarity in a cluttered world. It's about recognizing that the true battlefield is not the marketplace, but the mind of the prospect. Your success hinges on your ability to define and own a unique, credible, and memorable position within that mental landscape. We've seen that being first in the mind is paramount. If you're not first, you must find a way to relate to the leader or reposition them to create an opening. We've learned the dangers of diluting your brand through thoughtless line extensions and the power of focused, consistent messaging. Now let me leave you with some final questions to help you craft your own positioning strategy. First, what position, if any, do you or your product currently own in the mind of your target audience? Be brutally honest. Second, considering the existing mental ladders, what unique and valuable position do you want to own? Is it truly available, or will you need to reposition a competitor? Third, who, specifically, must you outgun or displace to claim that desired position, and do you have the resources and commitment to stick it out for the long haul? And finally, is your current name, be it for your product, company, or yourself, an asset or a liability in achieving this position? What one simple, clear message, consistently delivered, will carve out that space in the mind? Positioning offers a timeless framework for navigating the complexities of communication. Its principles are not just for Fortune 500 companies, but for anyone with a message to share, an idea to launch, or a career to build. If this audiobook summary has sparked your interest, I wholeheartedly recommend reading the full book, Positioning: The Battle for Your Mind, by Ries and Jack Trout. It's a masterwork that will forever change how you approach the art and science of making yourself seen and heard. Define your position, own your space, and win the battle for the mind.